Flory Models Daily Vlog. Here we are on September the 24th, 2015. Kit review day. Sorry there's no vlog yesterday. To be honest, I got so tied up decaling this lot and it was all on the go, and to be honest all I did yesterday was decal. Let's face it, it took a little bit of work, lacquering, decaling and everything else, that I didn't actually have time to get on with anything. The bowl, in case you're wondering, is just to keep this lot dust free. Technically now they're just about dry and handleable, and away we go. So generally, as you can see, we got this down. I'm actually quite happy. It's not a perfect colour match, I will be honest with you, but it's close enough, okay, for that one, because obviously down the back here is all decal. The nose itself is actually airbrushed. Generally, no problem at all. The only thing I found was the decals are very susceptible to cellulose thinners, as in they wrinkle up. So what happened was, actually they're all leveling down, luckily, but obviously this was decaled, took many hours, and then obviously last night I lacquered it, and then during the evening you do that thing of like, let's have a look and see how we're going. And then you notice that all the decals had wrinkled up. So obviously what's happening is the thinners, which is technically lacquer thinners, was attacking the decals. Now, normally that's not a problem. Let's face it, if you don't touch them, they're fine, because all that's going to happen is they're going to wrinkle up, do the nasty bit, and then settle down. But because this has got lacquer on it, my worry was that what's going to happen is they're going to shrivel up and then they're going to dry in that position because the lacquer is going to dry. Thankfully, thank God, he says, it's actually all gone back and dried back, okay? So we've got no problem at all. The lacquer has attacked a tiny little bit on the silver effect as it makes its way through, but I'm thinking over the next day, as it dries, we should be absolutely fine. So this has had one good coat of lacquer, one very thin coat of lacquer, then a good coat of lacquer onto it this morning. And generally I'm really happy. It's very nice, it's very shiny and all the rest of it, and it's gone together on there exceptionally well. Marrying up obviously the decals to get them all to line up and everything can be a little bit of a headache, but generally these have all gone together really nicely, no problem at all. So this will actually get another coat of lacquer before it gets assembled, and then assembly wise, technically it's just a case of putting this all together, and it's going to be sort of job done. Little tiny bit of painting, obviously you've got to put the wing mirrors on, things like that, but from a building point of view, this thing is basically done. It's just an assembly point of view now. So what's going to happen is another coat of lacquer onto this, which probably won't be till tomorrow, and then that's going to have 24 hours to cure and go hard before I handle it again. And then with kid gloves, literally white gloves, we'll put this together and everything else, get it mounted onto its stand, and away we go, and it should be completed. Generally, again, the kit is brilliant. It goes together really well, very easy. It's all about your finish, like we did with the bike and all those things. So I think by the time this has had another coat of lacquer, it should be as shiny as we can make it. Normal or gorgeous deep lacquer. We don't want it just to be shiny and reflective because it looks very sort of, you know, die cast. We want it to have a deep heavy coat of lacquer right the way over this, but we need this one to dry down. I want these decals to bury down and get down in there and everything else like that. But I must say the decals worked brilliantly, the paintworks worked flawlessly, and the lacquering's gone quite well. Just the odd little scare as we make our way through. So the next part of that will actually be up with you on Monday, okay, now, so gives us a bit of time. There's probably only going to be another 2 parts of this one, and then that one will be done. So it's not exactly a massive build, but again, we're going to be covering about lacquering again and about finishing and do all the bits and pieces like that. Anyway, today was kit review day, so I spent the day and to do lots of reviews. I've actually done 5 reviews today. But the first up, we've got the long and very much anticipated, especially on our forum, is the new Meng. This is the Mark IV Heavy in male, obviously the World War I tank. The difference between this one and everybody else's, this one's got a fully detailed, extremely nice interior to it. My worry is you don't see any of it once it's together, but let's face it, we know it's there and everything else. It is a superb kit. You know, I've done the World War I, I've done the Tamiya one, we've looked at everybody else's, the Taken ones and all the rest of it, but this one, to be honest, is my World War tank. If you're going to build one and you want a quick build and something to play with, then go and get the Tamiya. If you want to do the full-on everything, I think this is definitely the must-have kit. It really is that good. The quality of the plastic, it's Meng, is absolutely fantastic. some interesting quirky little things about ejector pin marks in there. Works on some bits and not on others, but generally have a look at the review. It's a good review. It's 20 minutes long. We look at absolutely everything in there and looking how it goes together, the detailing and things like that. So that one is up on the site now. You can have a look at that. The other one we got up today is the Wellington. As I said, something a little bit different. Let's face it, we've all built it at some point as kids, but this one is literally that little bit of a step up. I'm not sure exactly when this one came out. It's saying 2014, but I didn't know about it till now. But generally, perhaps this, you know, the lattice work's a little bit heavily done. As I say, I've never been right up to a Wellington and had a good look at one, but generally, I must admit, it just seems a little bit heavy, especially on the wing sections. But the internal detail, again, is amazing. You're never going to see it, but it's all in there. And generally, it's trumpeted a new standard of kit. Very nice, very crisp. A little bit of flash here and there that, you know, could be taken care of. The clear parts are all lovely on it, but really is a beautiful step up in kit. Instead of being two halves together, wings, this one's a little bit more. You've got options on cowl flaps, open and closed, different props, different stylings inside, and things like that. So actually, it does make a very good kit. So that one's up on the site as well now. This guy, which you're probably all looking at, is little something I've done for the kids. Now, normally, as you all know, my full build videos and all the rest of it, obviously that's members only. This isn't. This is open to anybody who wants to have a look, but it's not designed for you guys. It's designed for the kids. Okay. So what we've done is, cueing BB-8. Here we have the new X-Wing. This is, to get the box, I suppose. Where's the box? Where's the box? Lots of boxes everywhere. This is this guy. This is the Resistance X-Wing, which is the new upgrade. And I know everybody slated Rebel for this. Guys, it's not for you, it's for the kids. It's supposed to get the kids into the hobby and everything else like that. Personally, I don't think it's too bad. Yes, all right, it's got some nasty joins in that, and the cockpit detail is like lacking things like somewhere to put your legs, control stick, and all stuff like that, which I don't mention because it's not a review. It's supposed to be for the kids, so I'm not going to pull it apart on the build video of this one. But literally, it's a 10-minute video of sticking this together for the kids and what it is and how it is and all the rest of it. But generally, I think actually, if you was to spend a couple of hours just upgrading this a little bit, doing a couple of little bits and pieces to it, you could probably end up with a repaint, actually a very nice kit, you know, no problem at all. It's just the intakes let it down, the engines at the back let it down, you've got some nasty gaps, finishing off the cockpit, and obviously the underside really isn't designed for modelling, but this is for the kids. It's, you know, Series 1. We all know they're going to be re-releasing their, was it the Black Series or whatever they're going to call it, which is going to be reboxes of the actual fine mould stuff. Fair enough, no problem with that at all. With any of that being Rebel, it should be a little bit cheaper, but I wouldn't hold your breath. But generally, this stuff, I think, is great for the junior modelers. It's who it's designed for. And let's face it, when we were their age, as we are now, or certainly if you were like me, I grew up flying this stuff around the living room, so you're not going to be flying around 50 quid, 100 quid kits around your living room and all the rest of it. This is designed to be played with and all things like that, but it is a good way of getting the kids into the hobby. It's simple, it's no problem, it's half an hour doing it with them, it's built, and then they can go off and break it. So that is why it's for. So what I've done is a little bit of a video. It's only a little bit of fun with the kids, and then what we're going to do the TIE Fighter next week. All right, so we've done one now, one for TIE Fighter next week, and away we go with it. Saying that and all the rest of it, spoils in position for landing. You might notice behind me, I don't know if you can see, but my Hobby Link Japan order turned up this morning. So I did go a bit mad, literally, and I bought everything that I didn't have already. As you know, I've been reviewing, but down in here, well, other things we've got coming up, we've got Darth Vader. Obviously we'll do a review on him. We've obviously got C-3PO, because obviously we've already got R2-D2, we've done a review on that. We've also got the normal Stormtrooper. We've now got the Sand Trooper with the Sergeant's markings on. And also, to be honest, I did buy a couple more speeder bikes because I have an idea for that. So I've bought a few of them as well. So we've got lots of good reviews of that coming up in the future. The reason I mention it now, if you didn't see the actual live show, is in December we're going to have Star Wars December. I'm running it, it's all to do with me, so blame me, but it's going to be a SIG that's going to run from the 1st of December right the way up to the 31st, okay? So it's just that month, because let's face it, on the 18th, I think it's the 18th, we've actually got the new film is coming out, so it's all to do with that. So it's going to be Star Wars month, and as you know, I'm a complete anorak when it comes to this, and I've got tons of it. I've also got something big, and when I say big, I'm talking about 6'3", coming in. All right, so we're going to be working on that as well. All right, so it's absolutely a huge project which will be coming in hopefully second week in December. So it might be tight, but definitely we're going to do that as part of the vlog system as well for Star Wars. Each day hopefully give you an update of how that one's going and various things. I'm going to dedicate one of my glass cabinets, going to get my normal models shifted over into another cabinet, and we're going to have a Star Wars one. So my Star Destroyer, things like that, other models we've built with Star Wars are all going to live in one cabinet. So the idea is by the new year I'll have it all done and it will all be in that cabinet, because let's face it, the actual stuff like the troopers and that, they're a couple of hours work. There's no painting involved or anything else like that. You can redo obviously the bases and stuff, but really they don't need painting. They are that good a quality. So we're going to be doing lots of these quick builds just to show you how these going together. And then obviously we're going to do ones with a speeder bike, obviously on Endor and things like that. And the other kits we've got down there. So we've still got to do Darth Vader's advanced TIE fighter. What else have we got down there? The snow speeder we can actually build. I've got the X-Wing, the big one with lights and sound, so we might do that one as well. But generally they're quite fast built. Oh, and obviously the Y-Wing, which everyone talks about. So I have got them all, and I'm hopefully still waiting on Slave One, Boba Fett's vessel, and Boba Fett himself to come in. And then if stuff gets released, I'll get it out the back door of Japan, shall we say, and just go via Japan eBay and get the kits in that way and various things. So that's the plan for December. It's going to be Star Wars month. So if you've got some Bandai kits, join me. If you've got some fine mold kits, obviously join me. We're going to have a full area set up in the forum and everything else like that. But it's going to be a special SIG, Star Wars SIG, obviously. It's going to run from 1st of December to obviously the 31st of December, just before New Year. So you've got 1 month, but with the holiday break and various things like that, I don't think it's a mass problem. You know, you can put together these Bandai ones in a day. They're quite simple and straightforward, but hopefully you'll join me and it'll be a lot of fun. So there we go, that's it for today. Bit of a catch up tomorrow and everything else like that, and hopefully I'll be getting this one pretty much together. And also we're cracking on with the F104. For everyone who's asking about the F104, part 1 is going to be up on Monday, and then obviously part 2 will be up on Wednesday as we run through. But also I will speak about it more in depth tomorrow, but we're going to change the format slightly of how we do this. Still going to have daily vlogs, but it's how the videos are brought to you, because at the moment we have videos, full build videos on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then we do reviews Thursdays. We might put reviews to Friday, just because I tend to get a lot of orders turn up Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes they miss that week and have to be put back. Other times are quite early, you know, various things. So there we go, that's it for me, and I'll see you all tomorrow.